We've got a Bob Newhart postcard here. Bob Newhart's wardrobe, furnished by Botany 500. You've been asked about genres, soundtracks, character actors, and many more things, but what about costumes? Any favorite outfits from movies that stand out for you? This is from Sean in Canada.
Oh, well, I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't say I love all of the costumes in the film and TV series Buck Rogers in the 25th Century.
Sure.
The costumer actually just friended me on Twitter, which I refuse to call it X. But yeah, the costume designer of that show just recently started following me. There's a lot of very creative costume design on that show. They didn't nearly have to go as hard with the costume design on that show as they do.
Sure.
Particularly with everything Princess Ardala wears.
You should visit our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. That is where all of our episodes are, the entire back catalog, and there are PayPal donation buttons that you can click on and make a one-time or rolling monthly donation to support this show. Rolling monthly donors are the lifeblood of the basement, and here is a short list of them. Graham, Peter, Maura, Andrea, Evan, Amber, James, Katrine, Melanie, Alessio, Ella, Nicole, Nathan, Trevor, Nicholas, Emily, Mitchell, Adam, Ralph, Mike, Kempson, Patrick, and Lars. And now viewer questions.
Aaron Kelly asks, has there been a film that might not have been a traditional horror movie, but still terrified you or got under your skin? Yes. Tommy, the movie Tommy.
Yeah.
When I was 7 years old, it was the bit where the little girl who's obsessed with Tommy falls and cracks her head open, and the blood is running down her pretty little face.
Right,
Yeah, that freaked me out. It gave me nightmares.
I will never forget the beans scene.
Dude, why is that so disturbing?
Have you heard of the filmmaker Stan Brakhage?
No.
He mainly did art films where he would paint on the film cells.
Okay.
And so when it would run through the projector, it would make all these crazy images. That was kind of his main thing. But he did other types of films too. And there's one, I don't remember what it was called, but it's autopsy footage.
Ooh.
No soundtrack. It's just coroners and people cutting up real human bodies. Ooh. It will shake you to the core.
Yeah. Is there any narration to like tell you what's going on, or
there
is
is
just
not.
the image? Oh boy! If this was some kind of like Thomas Noguchi kind of thing, where it's like, and this means that the lividity shows that this person was killed by a high-heeled shoe.
No, nothing like that.
No,
nothing like
no
just
Quincy stuff.
Eli Miller. Do you think there is an objective measurement for a good or bad movie, or is it relative? If it is relative, then what purpose do you feel discussions serve? I'll tackle the first part of that question first. There is an objective measurement for a good or bad movie, and it's relative. I think both are true. Movie Crash, by all appearances, is a good movie. It's shot well, it's got a decent cast, it's award-winning, but when you look at the condescending nature of it and the preachy messaging of it, I think it's a pile of garbage.
Yeah.
So it's both of these things at the same time.
My issue is always when the movie makes a promise to the audience and then fails on that promise.
Yeah. What is the purpose you feel discussions serve? Well, when discourse works, you can actually listen to someone else's opinion, and it can actually change your opinion potentially.
Yeah.
That's why we talk about things and we share our ideas and we share our views. Because there should be that kind of synthesis happening in your brain, unless your brain is completely locked off to changing your mind about anything, which unfortunately a lot of people these days are.
Yeah, there's a French film series called The Trilogy. I think it was just what it's called. And the hook was that it was like the same characters, or like they were all related, except they were each in a different genre. Like one was a melodrama, one was a comedy, and one was a thriller. And the one that we saw was called On the Run, and it was a thriller. And I'm not going to spoil it, but like where it ended in the theater, I said after it was over, what the hell kind of ending was that? That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I went on this long rant that lasted from when we were in the theater till when we got into my friend's car. And by the time we got to his house, I had completely turned around because of our discussion. You know what? Best ending ever. It completely makes sense with everything that is in the movie. Now that I think back through the movie, actually, I appreciate it.
There you go.
All this we ask in the name of our infinite Father.
Our internet father?
While you're conjuring stuff up, can you conjure up the Wi-Fi password? I got no frickin' bars here.
Is that you, Nothing?
823 now. Temperature lowering.
Let's get down to it, boppers. Somebody's drinking Kool-Aid in the shower.
Autoerotic phenomena by
K. Menzies.
Menzies.
K. Menzies. I hear he's quite good.
He shows up once a month.
Pretty consistent. Pretty consistent.
Doctor.
Mr. MD.
Doctor, I think your wife is in grave danger.
Rob, I think this is a very interesting movie.
Matt, so do I. Yay. Oh, now the cameraman's in on it.
This is why your husband's machine could not destroy his power. These walls
Lead.
are sheathed with lead.
Yes. Oftentimes in our P.O. box, I receive records, and when I do, I make every effort to listen to them. But sometimes I receive records in person from my guest hosts, and I listen to those as well. And that's what I did with Co-Star, the record acting game, starring Mr. Vincent Price. Not only did I listen to this, not only did I follow along on the script provided, but I also let the camera roll, and I recorded the whole thing.
Yes!
So here are some highlights from me acting alongside Vincent Price.
Co-Star presents Mr. Vincent Price in scenes written and adapted especially for you. The setting for this scene is a cheap southern hotel. You, Anne, are what polite society calls a lady of ill repute. You are very beautiful, however, and have attracted the attention of Logan, son of the governor of the state.
Annie, you can open up this door?
Logan, please go away. You don't want me, and I don't want you.
Come on, open up this door.
No!
That case. My father's an important man in this community. What he says goes around here, and the sooner you learn that, the better.
Look what you've done.
I'll have it fixed.
And who will pay for it? Your father, as usual?
Take it out of the state budget. What's the use of being the governor's son if you can't enjoy some of the privileges?
Aren't you a little old to be dragging on your father's coattails? Why don't you do something on your own for a change?
I am. I'm learning to be the next governor of the state. When my daddy steps down, I'll step up. It's all been laid out very carefully.
Oh, yeah? Suppose they found out how you've been running after me. How you suppose they'll still want you to be there in their governor's mansion? Do you think the Lollard...
Don't say that. I never liked the word.
Oh,
You'd be
you're
proud of me for having such
You're so
exquisite
fast.
taste in women.
Vincent.
But Anne, honey, you forget I haven't had the pleasure yet.
Keep your hands off me.
Oh, now, honey.
I said keep your hands off.
Well, little Hellcat, aren't you? Let's see how sharp those claws really are.
I'll show you how sharp they are. Stay away.
Very well, Annie. Why do we stand here fooling each other? You know as well as I do what I'm here for.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. You've been hiding him here for over a week now. Where is he? Where's that lead to?
The bathroom. If you think he's in there, why don't you look? Satisfy yourself. Well?
Stalling, weren't you? Giving him time to get away.
I hope so.
Think you're smart, don't you? Yes. Well, Annie, darling, may it please you to know that I also think you're smart.
Thank
Too
you.
smart. This time you've outsmarted yourself. There are vigilantes all around this hotel. We'll get him, and when we do, we'll string him up.
The gaps on here are not long enough.
No, they really aren't.
I was coming in right on top of his lines, and he was still cutting me off.
I don't think they timed any of these out
Yeah.
or anything like that. I think he just kind of guessed.
And now Rob is going to tell us who the rest of our rolling monthly donors are.
Kevin, Charles, Wilson, Jay, Aaron, Dan, Alexander, Jonathan, David, Mara, Stephanie, Michael, Sabrina, Mario, Zach, Clayton, Jennifer, Eric, Ashton, and Anne.
Very nice. Now it's time to open some mail.
Ooh.
This is from Jennifer in Nephi, Utah.
This is from Nick in Tucson, Arizona.
All right, the Southwest. Jennifer says, Dear Matt and esteemed co-host, Here's a token of my appreciation for years of thought-provoking entertainment. This is some gourmet coffee from the plantation where my husband works. Panamanian geisha coffee is highly scored and coveted among specialty coffee drinkers for its fruity, floral, tea-like characteristics. This particular farm holds the world record currently for its geisha coffee, which sold last year for up to $6,000 at private auctions. Some people have way too much money to burn, but it is good coffee. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, Jennifer. This is great. Do you drink coffee?
Yes, I do.
I'll keep this one, and you can have that one.
All right.
I love coffee, so I will drink it.
Yes. And
Cool.
I love geishas, so I'll be drinking this.
What do you got there?
Dear Welcome to the Basement Crew, I recently went to the premiere of Peter Leon's new movie, The Lords of Cornhole, at the Loft Theater in Tucson. I'd seen the premiere of another movie of his, 3 Nights in Hell, also at the Loft. For people from Los Angeles, New York, or Chicago, seeing your old neighborhood in a movie is a common experience, not so much for Tucsonians, so it was a fun, if surreal experience watching action scenes set near my childhood home. I felt the same way watching The Sopranos. The director of these movies is also the frontman of a punk band, and much like a good punk band, his movies are fast, irreverent, DIY, and outrageous in a good way. Hope y'all are doing well. Nick. And so he has sent us 3 Nights in Hell, the aforementioned 3 Nights in Hell, and of course the movie that he also saw, The Lords of Cornhole. I know nothing about these movies.
No, me neither. Thank you for sending them. That's all the mail we got.
That's it.
You got a bag of coffee.
I got a bag of coffee
Take
and-
home, and that's it.
That's it.